Hi, I'm Scott Sheelar, President and CEO of Construction Ready. Welcome to the Construction Ready podcast, where we work to showcase the amazing career opportunities available in the skilled trades. Here is our host, Chip Wade.
Hey everybody, Chip Wade here. Welcome to another episode from Construction Ready. Now, again, we believe that it's so important to raise the awareness about all of the really great career opportunities that are available in the skilled trades. Today, we're actually very honored to have a great guest, Ian Miller, Senior Field Engineer of Holder Construction, and actually a Construction Ready graduate. Welcome, Ian.
Thank you, Chip. Good morning.
Good morning. Now, again, you were one of the first graduates of Construction Ready's pre-apprenticeship training program. And then tell us a little bit about that decision, how you got involved with Construction Ready.
So, no problem. So it was a very interesting and very unique story. I was currently living in the halfway house transitional center for being incarcerated. So honestly, the opportunity just kind of came in one day and introduced us to a guy came in and introduced us, said, "Hey, there's a program down in Atlanta." And at the time, I'm not sure if they're still doing it now, but at the time they were helping you to get your GED because that's one of the like minimal requirements you need to enter the program, a high school diploma or GED. So he was talking about that, and I was like, well, I have all that already. So like, what's next? And started talking about the program and what it had to offer, and I got intrigued, man, and I reached out and I signed up, and man, the rest was history.
I mean, it's so amazing just how a little bit of inquisitiveness, you kind of opened yourself up to that next step. I think that that's maybe one of the little nuggets in your story that I think is so fascinating is that you didn't just kind of stay where you were at. You were curious. You already had pretty much what you needed to take another huge, what you didn't even realize how giant a leap it actually was.
Right.
And you were ready to go. So, look at you, you're kind of a veteran in the industry now. So, talk to me a little bit about, what you're doing, how you're working to help bring other young people just like yourself, into the skilled trades. What does that look like? What advice can you give?
Man, so just right now, Holder currently is working towards recruiting more, being more involved in the workforce development department, and they've invited me, and they've given me space and room to just try to recruit and tell my story and try to inspire others and let them know, like, these programs are real, right? They're beneficial, they're extremely helpful, and they're basically the starting the opening door to a great career. And basically, man, I started off back in 2014 with no construction experience.
Wow.
Completely, and I worked on some crazy projects, man. Like the first one that I put under my belt was the Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta, like where the Falcons play, where Atlanta United plays. Like that was my very first experience.
Just a little project.
Yeah, just a little, and I've done some amazing things after State Farm, one of them being State Farm's headquarters out in Dunwoody.
Wow.
NCR, the National Cash Register, down in Midtown Atlanta. Like, I've worked on some extremely big, extremely intricate projects, and like I said, it just was me coming from, and then me being able to do everything. Right, I started sweeping, I started cleaning up as a laborer one, and throwing away trash. Right, seeing the importance of that. Of doing that job, and then doing another job and elevating to another experience. Right, I got that whole experience, and it's been amazing. And you look back now and see those guys out there doing it. You go and talk to them like, look, I know this is a tedious task, right? You think that it doesn't mean anything, but no, look, just stay with it, and I promise you, like the payoff is real. So.
Yeah, so I want to talk about that a little bit because I think that that's, I've talked to so many people, that have, grown into success. And, there's so many commonalities, whether it be, some people are just kind of have like a more of a personality of gratitude and humility and appreciation, but not everybody kind of is necessarily wired so much kind of that way out of the gate. You have to work on that a little bit more. Talk to me a little bit about, your experience. I mean, just talking to you, I mean, it's so awesome. You're excited, you're proud, you're qualified, you're experienced, and now you're, you have a portfolio of experience and success to show for it. You're an enviable story. This is awesome. Talk to me about like what type of advice could you give, to like the younger version of yourself that maybe wasn't geared so much to gratitude or to being willing to do those more what feels like a menial task, for a period of time, get a little patience, it's going to pay off. It's easy to say that when you're on this side of it, but what do you say to that person in that position?
And I say, that's crazy. So, just to give you a little backstory. So I started in November, um, mid-November of 2014. So of course the weather, it was super cold. And like I said, no construction experience, being outside 10, 11 hours a day. I think the first day I was freezing, literally. That I was out there, I was shivering because I wasn't ready. I wasn't accustomed to being outside all day working in the element. So that day was a struggle. At night, it was like, you know what? I'm not doing this anymore. I can't do this.
That's the
So
first day.
yeah, that's the very,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know,
But in that moment, it's real, yeah,
that's
yeah,
um,
frustrated.
so what I have to say is, literally, and it sounds so cliche. It's just like, don't give up. Like, don't let that hard struggle. Don't look for a solution, right? So that night when I got off, like I went straight to I think Walmart or Target or something, and I bought every cold piece of gear.
Layer up, bro.
Yeah,
Layer
yeah.
up. Yep.
I bought
Yep.
everything I could afford at the time, to try to keep myself warm, and that's all I can say right now. That like to go back and tell myself, or even the younger kids, like, um, don't give up. Like I said, always try to find a solution. Like, look forward to what could be, right? Because like I said, some of those tasks are, we think of, we see them, and we think they're, you know, irrelevant, but no, they are. And that's all I could really say, man. Just don't give up. Just keep pushing. Um, Continue to ask questions. Um, Show up on time. So that's that's 75% of the equation. Showing up, being present. Being aware.
I totally resonate with that, Ian. I mean, when I started out, I had similar situation where it wasn't. You go from kind of living in comfort to like, okay, if I'm going to make something of myself, I got to step out a little bit. You figuratively step outside into the elements, which is a stark thing. But is it really that we've gotten smarter over the years, or is it just mainly experience? I mean, like the fact that like that a challenge like that, like just being uncomfortable because you're not properly dressed, or you thought you were going to be comfortable, but your jacket was just not the right one. Like the fact that we can be maybe not even as resilient as we were when we were, 22 years old, but now that little bit of experience allows us to do so much more. I mean, literally, able to, work and be more productive in any type of situation, whether it's a, indoor, outdoor situation, whether it's a professional, challenge situation. I mean, I'm right there with you. And it's, I think we definitely need to, kind of, continue to encourage all these young folks that there absolutely is a way to overcome all of these challenges, and they're not necessarily hard, but you have to go through it for a second. You can just get over that hump, weather that storm for even a short period of time. It's amazing what the other side looks like. So I'm all about it, and congrats on that. That's a great story.
Thank you.
So yeah, I mean, so obviously you worked on Mercedes-Benz Stadium. What other, is there any project, one project that still makes you realize you're like, wow, maybe it's not even so flashy, but is there one that's like, you're like, I've come so far, that I'm even able to work and be a value add to a project of this caliber? Was there any, like, tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, so I think this was the first project I did as on the engineering side of our company on in the engineering department. Um, I was super new, super green to, anything layout engineering involved, and it was the Sandy Springs City Center. So
Okay.
it has like a city hall, performing arts center, um, parking deck, green space. What else? Man, it's a multi-use facility out in Dunwoody, and it was the hardest project I have ever been a part of in my life. Um, and nothing was straight. There were no straight lines, right? Everything was all curved and radiused and different levels because it was the performing arts center. So if you think about a theater,
Right.
uh, yeah, look up in the ceilings and you see the architecture and you see how everything's all grand and nice and the finishes were immaculate. Like that was the hardest one, and I took so much from that. And the first day I was there too. First day I was there, I messed something up so bad. I'm gonna blame my foreman. I'm gonna blame the guy that was supposed to be training me, because he knew I didn't know any better. And I think that was what it was. The learning
That's right. And
process.
he ain't standing right beside you right now.
Yeah, he's not. He's not. He's not. So no, that was a process, and it was an eye opener. I learned so much about everything on that
Yeah.
project, even stuff that didn't even pertain to construction, right? That was one of those projects that you had to be resilient on, right? You had to learn that you had to be there early. You had to be willing to be out there and be willing to learn and ask a question and willing to fail. You got to be willing to fall, right? But it's not about you falling. It's about getting back up and what are you going to do to prevent that same mistake or the mishap or misstep. So, um, but it was a good project. Turned out beautiful. I was not there to see the ending of it completely. I had got transferred to another project, but no, that one right there, that was one of the ones that I still think about today. And some of the things that I learned on that project, I still hold with me today and take it to other ones. So,
That's great. Isn't it fun? The older you get, you're able to kind of even just like drive around the city and just be like, I know what that is. I was a part of, like you're like, yep. I was, I did that. I did that. It brings back the memories. It just kind of surrounds you with this like different sense of accomplishment. It kind of wells pride up in yourself. Just be like, wow, I don't know how to do everything, but doggone it, I've done a couple things now. Like this is cool, and like driving around with your family. Like I drive around with my wife and my kids, and I hear my kids be like, "Dad did that," like that. It's so cool.
yeah.
And again, it's not all smooth sailing. We fall and stumble, but again, that's a testament to Holder as well. I mean, what a huge outfit. I mean, you see their signs everywhere. Being able to be a part of that organization and clearly having great leadership and a great work environment for you to be able to learn and grow and then now be accomplished and continue that culture, internally is an awesome, awesome, awesome thing. So, man, Ian, I'm so happy for you. What a fantastic story. What I'd love to end on before we kind of cut out is with you were a part of the Construction Ready Pre-Apprenticeship program. Talk to me about again speaking into the life of that person that might be kind of where you were. What would you tell somebody who's possibly just now hearing about that program or considering it? What would you tell
Oh, okay. Good question. Great question. I would clearly tell them that this program is real. This program is a life changer, and I would hope that I don't sound so cliche that it goes one ear and out the other to them, but it is true. It was a breath of fresh air, right? Talking to Mr. Moody, he I'm pretty sure you know him, the CEO and president of Moody Construction.
them?
He's very involved in the Construction Ready program. He said something not too long ago. We were having a conversation, and he said he brought up oxygen, right? He brought up the word oxygen, and he kind of expanded on it and dwelled on it. And that's what I would tell somebody in this position who just heard this this program was oxygen for me, right? It completely changed my life, completely turned me in a 180 in the other direction. And that the sky's the limit. Like, and I'd say that, and I mean it, right? So now, and being in a manager position and leading a team, and developing people up under me, and going out recruiting, that the sky is the limit. And Construction Ready, like, literally gave me that opportunity. And so that's what I would tell somebody, man. Just
Love
keep
it.
going. Like, just that's what I would say. Just it's real.
Well, I mean, such a great story. I'm so happy for you. I'm proud for you of where you are sitting right now. And of course, your future continues to just skyrocket. So it's going to be fun to watch you continue to grow, and, have all these folks come up underneath you that blame you for stuff that they're doing wrong, right?
That's right. That's right. That's right. Every
I
day.
love it. I love it. Well, Ian, thanks for joining us today. A pleasure talking to you, and hopefully we'll chat again soon.
Absolutely. Thank you, Chip.
All right. Have a great day, Ian.
You too.
If you would like more information on Construction Ready and the many programs we have for those interested in the skilled trades, please visit constructionready.org.